Welcome back to a Windy City They Tan Watch, the channel where truth meets freedom, right here in the heart of Chicago. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated with our latest investigations, interviews, and insights. Your support fuels our fight for freedom and truth. So, let's dive into today's journey, armed with knowledge and the relentless spirit of the Windy City.
Hello, WindyCityThetanWatch here. We're at the org in Chicago. I think graduation is 5:30. It's just a little bit after 5. Sorry, I'm a little bit late getting here. Let me run through some of those comments real quick. Hi, and sorry, not today. I didn't make it there. Sorry, Renoir. Thank you. Okay. It is Friday, April 12th. We're at the org. We just had a little bit of a rain come through, but I think it came through fast, and it should get sunny out again. It's rather nice. It's not that cold out right now. They should be able to do passing out flyers today. We'll see if we can track them down on that. Hey, Heather, how are you? I know that you may not have seen all the notifications because I put out quite a few videos today. So I did a speed run on the past week this afternoon, and you would have seen all of the significant elements of the two orgs in San Jose. There was a police contact there. Up. We've got a router. I'm going to get down there really quick, let them know what happened just now. Hey, just so you know, that's a cult. It's a cult. Don't even take that. They're going to take your money. Thanks. So you can see they didn't see the notification, but they've got the window shades down. How you doing? Hi. And as I expected, they were going to have routers out here tonight. It's going to be nice weather. I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that I can thwart the effort, help inform everybody that they give their science fiction religion to. Hey, guys. They've left the door open. We've got, I don't recognize this security guard. It's Blue Star Securities. Yes, hide. We must protect our religion. We can't let the public know what we're doing here. Now, one thing that I don't understand very well, and I've been trying to get some exes to give me some education on this, is how graduation night actually works. Like, did they take courses tonight and they're graduating? Or have they already done all their coursework and tonight they just come together for a celebration to say, yeah, Lisa finished course 1 and Fred finished course 2? Oh, music time. And then we've got an ex-police officer protecting the criminals of the church. So, nice crimes there. What they do is they bring a Bluetooth box out here to try to get the copyright strike. What they don't understand is that I've got a directional mic that is really only picking my voice up. I have another voice out there, and as long as I keep on talking, they can't really do anything about it either. I'm out of shape. I'm actually out of breath running down chasing that guy. So, understood, Dorothy. And again, I'm one as well. Cult of Scientology, all the crimes. Hello, Sean. If you look, I put out a short today, and it's just another exhibit of the lying bullshit that these most ethical people in the world partake in. So what they did is they came up to one of the streamers and doxed another streamer with the pretense that, hey, I found your buddy's wallet and I took it to the police. Now, at no point did he find a wallet. At no point did he have an ID. At no point did he go to the police. But he did say that. So I did create a short on that today. And that's just the idea of this most ethical organization in the world and ready to save the planet. And all they can do is lie and tell short stories to the public. And L. Ron Hubbard said, hey, you can lie all you want to the public. Howdy, Fuzzy. Welcome in. And I do want to say, again, I'm so appreciative of the names that I keep on seeing, that I'm loyalty, whatever that word is. I appreciate that we've got that many repeat folks in the chat. It gives me an indication that what I'm doing is of value. So, last night, what else was interesting? Yeah, they're still shepherding people out the back. One of the additional tactics, and they've done this before, is if they think I'm on their track, they might take a very meandering route to kind of lure me away. And part of that is so that if I'm out front, they have to then remind the public when the public walks in and walks past me that I'm a criminal and that I'm a no good person, that I'm just, I'm trying to destroy the world. I'm Xenu's buddy in this process. Yeah, he might actually be Osa because he's here a lot. That particular person is, he's done some pretty sneaky stuff. The night that I saw the college recruiters here, he tried to lure me away from the door so that I couldn't follow where the college recruiters were going to. Maybe 3 weeks ago, Trashy had a conversation with him, and Trash would ask him a question. He'd say, what? And I'm still going to remix that video and just say, Dork say what, and have him say what over and over again. Thank you, D. I appreciate that. Yes. And here, yeah, Xenu's got friends in low places. Thank you, Ellie. And if you're in the chat and if you're on the replay, just a reminder that the funds are so that I can create the flyers, and Pup Groomer and I are going to try to collaborate and create some new flyers, or else I'll borrow some from what she's got so that I can put them out there. And then I want to put my QR code on them so that it's just easier for people to see the listing of the crimes and the names attached to those crimes in this space. What else do we have here? It is a nice night out here. You know, the rain came through. There's a little bit of drizzle, and we've still got some clouds that are kind of meandering. I'm pretty sure that those will dissipate fairly quickly. It's really close to 5:30. So, and I'm not seeing any staff members or any publics on the sidewalk. So really quickly, I'm just gonna head down to the bottom of the street and see if the alley has any action. And by really quickly, I mean, I'm just gonna walk that. We also, again, my police contacts, except for Sergeant Taylor, have been extremely reasonable. Like I think the police have, um, they've been rather moderate in their actions. Sergeant Taylor, absolute prick, and he's in bed with him. He's got to be in the pocket of Commander Harris. No dancing tonight. That's Trashy's gig, not mine. But the one thing that the officer said to me on Wednesday was, I had asked him, hey, is there an incident number? And he said, no, there isn't. And I went back over to the precinct and I asked about the call that came out and I asked for the incident number. So I do have that incident number. So, again, police lie. In a lot of situations, I think that's a lot to protect themselves because they just don't want to be underneath the scrutiny of what might come of an investigation. And again, I don't want people to think I'm an investigator. So this car is moving past the orgs. It's already past the pizza place to the south. So I don't think anything's going on there. We're gonna head back up front. And I need to give you guys an electrical shocker because I need to figure out a way not to say as much. Yeah, and this is the one that was the doxer last night as well. Patrick, that's not helping. So Heather, not sure if you saw last night, but there are brand new shiny chains on the dumpster in the backyard. Hello, DS. Hello, Christina. Ellie did get my reference the other night. Does anybody remember the old children's show Romper Room? And I can't remember, was her name Susan? Thank you, Rumar. No, Patrick, only one of the dumpsters does have a lock on it. And I think that what we're going to draw from, what the conclusion we draw from that is that Scientology will only use that dumpster. Scientology doesn't own all of the dumpsters in the back. So notice how the cop was out here trying to sneak a peek. And I apologize, I'm using cop and security guard interchangeable, but quite honestly, he is either ex or off-duty police officer. They wouldn't have the room to do that inside, so this footprint is a pretty tight footprint. It's a lot of space, but there's no extra space in here. So. Thank you, Dee. I'm trying to remember what her name was. And again, I just want to say Susan. And the other thing I remember is that there was like a bee might have been the mascot of that show. Well, the dumpster is actually going to be privately contracted. So this is not a city dumpster. You know, it's a cult, right? You're supporting crimes by giving them money. They won't let their victims report to the police the crimes. And you're a part of that. If you won't stand against it, you're standing for it. Sorry about that. The dumpsters back there would be privately contracted, and I think all of theirs are waste management. Waste management and flood are the two biggest ones here in the Chicagoland area. And they might have a coalition on the block that joins together and gets all 4 dumpsters, or it really, more likely, it's that each of those 4 dumpsters belongs to one of these organizations. If we look down the street, we've got the Pilates and the nail salon. They probably don't need the dumpster. They might take their garbage back to their residents as private business people. Thank you so much, Susan. I appreciate that. So as we said earlier, they aren't the people's garbage cans. But I will say the neighbors have gotten a little bit pissy about it because with the garbage cans locked, they can't put the dog droppings in there. Now, the thing that I want to kind of pay attention to is sometimes the private dumpsters are, you call them to get it picked up, and other times the private dumpsters are, they come on X day of the week to grab that. Regardless, that lock has to come off in order for the garbage collection company to empty that container. So we just have to kind of bide our time and figure out what day that is, and we'll see the unlocked garbage can every once in a while. So just give this officer some camera time, right? So here's a guy who he's gonna try and keep on the post. Isn't that cute? Police sneakiness. I think that's so funny. He's so ashamed to be in there, but he's going to collect the check, right? So sometimes doing the right thing isn't the right thing. I'm just tilting up because we've just got passerbys. Yeah. He's taking door tech to the next level. Here's a little corgi showing paisans what they think of paisans. 100%. At this time, so it was overcast, and I don't think that I'll be able to see through the shades right now because I still think there's more light outside than inside. Yeah, I can't see through there, so I'm sure you guys can't see through there. So I can't really see all the way through to see who's going out the back door in these scenarios. And just for the next, I'd say 15, 20 minutes, I do want to stay up front to see if we can find publics who are in the graduation mode. Yeah, I agree with this. It's just ridiculous that the consumption of public resources that this church takes and it doesn't give back to those. Now, they do pay the police. Now, they've learned a way to not do it directly, so it's not quid pro quo. So how do you like the cult of Scientology? They won't let women report sexual abuse if it's one of their members. So if one of their members abuses somebody sexually, they won't let their church report that to the police. Danny Masterson went 20 years before they were able to get the people to come forward on that. And the church is who protects those people. Danny Masterson in jail right now for 30 years. He's still a member in good standing. Yes. These are your new neighbors. And they're going to come by and they're going to give you flyers, come in for a personality test. And at the early levels, it seems like such an innocuous, I'm keeping you off camera because I can tell. It's such an innocuous religion, right? It's like, oh, cool. How to make yourself feel better, how to be better about anger management, how to build better relationships. Oh, well, that sounds good. And then you get into the idea where you have to start paying money to take all these courses. Then you do auditing. They have a process in here. Auditing is similar to what we would say in the Catholic Church confession. They'll make young kids, 13, 14 years old, sit in a room with an adult, and the adult is going to tell them the most perverse things in the world, and that child has to stay there the whole time. That's your new neighbor.
Are you making like a video about it or something?
We stream daily because we just don't want, I can't get them to quit, but I don't want new members. I want to do whatever I can. Like, I'm going to say that you were probably less informed when you walked by here.
Yeah, I mean, I know that the vibes are bad, but I really don't know that much about it.
Right.
But overall student consensus is like weird, stay away.
I agree.
Like,
Now, they do have people, they have people that are students and they are members. So 3 weeks ago, I saw them bring their recruiters out and they were able to walk in and they had their own key cards. So they were students in order to get in there. So just stay alert, right, in that process.
Thank you so much for informing us. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, what did I miss here? Yeah, they do. It's sort of like, if I think about it, in every crime procedural show, the idea you've got shell companies that are, a shell company and a shell company and a shell company. So it's impossible to get back to the leader. And that would have been the same, right? In the mob, it's very hard to find the direct link from the crime to the mob boss who commissioned the crime in that space. She'll still come out quite a bit. I think that like when Shannon's out, Shannon and her have, I think they're able to communicate. So whenever Shannon's out, Shannon lets them know that she's got several friends in the college community that will come out and do that. And I'm still trying to cultivate that, those kinds of relationships. So are we okay with child abuse? Are we okay with elder abuse? Are you okay that they won't let women report sexual crimes to the police? Yeah. L. Ron Hubbard believed that people of color were degraded humans, and that's the church you're following. I can't tell what they were looking at up the street, so my guess is they're trying to figure out a way to more quickly route people in. If you won't stand it against it, you're standing for it. Sorry, I'm walking a little bit over just to make sure I'm staying out of the blast radius of the music. I don't think that you guys can hear the music unless I walk up to that door. As soon as I see kind of a blank sidewalk both directions, I will run around back really quick. Now, I do see a white sleeve shirt and a vest up at the corner. Yeah, so there's somebody handing out a flyer up there. So I'm going to kind of shake up there real quick. I don't think he's making any contact right now. I'm not going to leave the front door just yet because I just think there's going to be too much possibility for seeing Publix and able to help them. Now, he's looking right at me. And he will tend to go right back in as soon as he knows I'm going to follow him. He's going to the back door. And this is kind of one of their sneaky tactics, right? They'll go to the back door. So I love it. If anybody is able to come down here, you don't have to stream, but if you can just come down here and stand at the front door with your phone, you're not even filming. Yeah, he's going to the back alley. He's going to walk in the back door. It allows me to get around back to kind of catch the people that are sneaking out the back. Yeah, this is definitely true. Those names, and again, this is not a profiling statement. I think in good faith I can say that those were names that would likely be more attached to the Nation of Islam than anything else. I will tell you that if I didn't know that it was graduation night, I would follow the flyers more than anything else, because I think that's their most productive element here. Most of the people walking down the street, they have no interest in going in there. But I do want to be able to challenge the people that are coming out and get them to say that they do or do not agree with the idea that abusing children is an okay or an acceptable activity for a church. Oh, and I've got to remember Michael's statement. Hey, Fluffer, how are you? I've got to remember Michael's reminder to me that we want to ask him, why does the church have to hide? Yeah, and this again was to earlier I'd referenced that, is it Pup Groomer or Grooming Pup? But Pup Groomer has some flyers, and I'll use those as a starting point to create them. Are you okay protecting all the criminals in Scientology? What does the church have to hide? Why do you have to hide? Aren't you proud of your church? Have a good night's sleep. Howdy, no one? So now I get to ask, is no one there? You know, it's a cult. They won't let women report crimes. Why do they have to hide? Why are the curtains down? Thank you, Fluffer. Yeah, so Pup Groomer is the one that's going to help me with the flyers. So when the music quits abruptly like that, and I don't think you guys can hear it, it's like, okay, did the person with the Bluetooth walk too far away? Or did they run out of music? Hey, Israel, how you doing? We've got another staff member coming up the street. Just out here reminding people of all the crimes that this church commits. We'll give this woman a chance to tell us all of the great things about the church. They're getting much better. They've learned not to go to that door. Care to tell my fans anything good about this church? Is there anything good about this church? Why do you protect criminals? All good. I love every opportunity to have you out here, but I understand that life happens. if you get a chance to, Israel's trying to grow his channel. I don't, he's kind of made a point that he's not trying to be 100% Scientology channel, but if you can get over there and give him a sub, that'd be great. His channel is basically the name as you see it on there with no space or underscores. Every once in a while, you'll notice that I am tilting the camera up. I know the college kids don't really love seeing this, so trying to give them a better lifestyle. Are you okay that they don't let women report crimes? Are you okay that they do child abuse? He has not yet. But he did get himself a little short this afternoon about his ability to lie and his attempt to dox the protesting team. Also, if you check out the channel this afternoon, I did a live, which is basically a speed run of the week. So you'll see all of the interesting interactions that happened out in California at the two organizations. And then Wednesday and Thursday, I was here. Wednesday, we got to chase around the body routers quite a bit. They were frustrated. They called the police on me. The police said, "Big whoop. See you later." Yeah, so it's mostly old, but I will tell you that there's a lot of, I'll say, college and early career people that are in here too on the staff side. On the public side, it is much older. We don't, but I'm going to say this. If anybody knows a way that we can figure that out, I would really appreciate it. And it's not so much to dox him. I just want to be able to call him by his name. Yeah, what I want to do the next time I see him is say, "Hey, can you walk me to the police station and show me the wallet?" Because we know there is no wallet. Why are you going to the cult? Why are you supporting criminals? Why are you supporting criminals? Nice. I like that. Church of Scientology, they won't let women report crimes against them. They abuse children, they abuse the elderly, and you're supporting it. If you won't stand against it, you're standing for it. I'm pretty sure these are all publics, and they're likely people that have are graduating. We've got somebody coming in right now, so I can tell that they're going to wait. So they're waiting for me to leave so they can bring the next person in. There was a little bit of laughter by a passerby. Is that the guy? Is that the guy with glasses? Can somebody timestamp? Oh, I guess you can't timestamp in real time. Nice. Now, always remember that because for the greater good, and by the greater good, it means anything to protect Scientology. There's definitely an org. Oh, that's my flyer guy. He's down at the bottom of the street. I'm just going to watch to see who he's handing out to and make contact with him up here. Soon enough, I should be able to kind of move away from the front door. Oh, good job. Thanks for that timestamp. That does help because I will be able to time sync that. Now I want to figure out, does he have Facebook? Can we find other pictures so that we can make him famous on YouTube titles? Nice idea. Yep. So, and the thinking there is right that I'll see the blank spot. I'll learn how to do filming eventually. Excellent. Thank you. And yes, he is irritating. Oh, and he also called us a jerk once. So he's just mean. He's a gunky. If you guys could make sure that you're putting a like on this video just to broadcast out, see if we can pull in more people, because sometimes the notifications aren't going out to everybody. Mindy's a clever one. I enjoy watching. Mindy is like so multi-talented and such a good heart. Oh, here we've got everybody coming down from the class. Now watch, they're going to all route out the back. Let me see. I still don't think I can see through the window. Oh, let me see if I can find a crack here. Yeah, I can't see the crack there. But, oh, I might be able to tell from here, but I don't think I get a good picture of the angle. Yeah, I don't get a good picture of the angle. It's still okay that they won't let women report crimes? Communication is a universal solvent. Can you communicate? Is L. Ron Hubbard wrong about that? Why does this church have to hide? Why are the shades down?
Oh my gosh, you said that.
I'm going to try and get back real quick because I'm pretty sure that that's where they sent those people out. Thanks. Sorry, guys. The swarm of people that came down the stairs, they're most likely being routed out the back. And right, we've got our guy with the flyers down here. But I can still remind them that they've got low tone, right? Yeah, I can't see you. It's funny. He walked around the utility post so that I couldn't get his face on film. I've got his face on film 100 times already. Yeah, so see, we've got the cigarette guy down here, so I'm gonna make him cut his smoking short. He'll head inside before I get down there. For those of you new to the org, this alley is the back side of the building. It only has entrances at the south side of the street and the north side of the street, unless you've walked through a building. And when it gets later at night, I can see through the blinds. So I can see when people come out the back door. And when they come out the back door, whether it's SRA or Trashy or me, we can typically get back here quickly enough. And again, notice I'm walking at a reasonable pace. This is the one that he'll jimmy the door open so that he doesn't have to knock to get back in. Oh, but he's passed, so he's gonna have to spend some time with me. Here's the entrance, the back entrance to the org. Why does the church hide so much? Isn't hiding low tone? L. Ron Hubbard would be ashamed of the low tone, to the best of my knowledge. How has the church helped you? If you need out anytime, we can help you. See, he'll jimmy the door open when he comes out. Oh, yes, there is. I'll go back there and show you. There's our router. Ah, thank you very much. You know what? Today must have been pickup day. Thank you. Mythical, good eye. So last night we saw the lock on this door. I'm going to look in there. I am not going to go rummage, but I'm going to just look in there. Yeah, so today was empty day. So let's keep track of that, right? It's either Thursday night or Friday morning is pickup day. Amy, one of the things that's also interesting about him is he has pock marks, it almost looks like chicken pox on his face, but I don't think it shows up on the camera. Brilliant, Mythical. So now, and again, thank you so much. Sorry, I'm trying to read Israel's as well. Thank you so much for that. But now we know that it's either Thursday night or Friday morning that we get we can come and peruse the garbage can. It takes a village. So this just reinforces. Are you all right, sir? Okay. Felt a trip going up the stairs there. That when we talk about, who's protesting the right way and the wrong way in this community, we need people on the street to capture the video and the wrongdoings and to put pressure on the body routing and to put pressure on the public. But it doesn't work unless we've got an audience. And I want to say, I really appreciate that we've got an audience. And here we even saw that the interactive audience, so since we're doing lives, Mythico was able to catch the garbage tech fail. Thank you, Ellie. So if you look at that link tree, if you ever want to get a hold of me, my website is there. My email is there. And then again, any donations that you guys feel willing to help out with, greatly appreciated. And and they just get recycled right back into the channel. The officer's out here again. He'll slink back inside. Now, it's very possible that while I went around back, the NIL people that had come downstairs might have been able to come out the front. But pretty soon, I'll be able to kind of leave the front door if they start doing routing. Dinner time. Anything positive about the church you want to tell us? No, nothing positive about the church? Not you. Thank you, though. We're back to the front. The batteries to the speaker must have run out, or they ran out of music. Our officer has left the main foyer. I'd like to see if he could articulate that change that he's seeing. Yeah, so the place next door, it's not quite La Poubelle, because again, La Poubelle was complicit in the crimes, and then even after the crimes, endorsed members of the church. I think that Paisans is granting access, and that's uncool, and I would definitely, hedge people away from going to that restaurant. There are plenty of other great places in the city to enjoy a meal and to have a drink. Can you help my audience understand how the church has helped you? Are there any positive elements of this church? Isn't it low tone for you to hide? Why are the shades down? Why does this church hide behind curtains? Love it. Thank you. Nice. So custodian guy is going to get a sandwich at Subway. I'm going to say that right now it's what, just a bit after 6. So is it safe to assume that graduation is over? If anybody knows, is graduation just a quick celebration? We all come in, we go around the room and say which courses we graduated. Anything positive to say about the church? Communication is a universal solvent. Can you not communicate? Why does this church hide? What is the church hiding? Why are the shades down? You know, this church won't let women report crimes. They've got some new meat in there. Oh, sorry. No problem. Thank you, no one. Still sounds odd saying that. So we see that Jessica's here again tonight. Communication is a universal solvent. Can you communicate? Hiding is low tone. Why are we being so low tone? Why are we hiding? L. Ron Hubbard would be ashamed of your low tone. Just missed 2 new fish, and I'm sorry that I'm conflating Shawshank with the Church of Scientology. The other one, I'm broadcasting in 1080 today. I've usually been doing it in 720. Is there any buffering that you guys are having, or has the picture been better, worse? Hiding is low tone. Why are you hiding? L. Ron Hubbard doesn't like low tone people. You're doing a disservice to the church. Are you okay that the church won't let women report crimes? Are you okay that children audit perverse adults? Are you okay that children have to take 5,000 milligrams of niacin? I'm going to go with yes, she's okay. Was she the one going down the stairs as I was looking in the entrance? Let's see if we can get our police officer to embarrassingly shy away. The music just came up again while I was over there in front of the door. Love the cute little puppy. Another thing that I find very confusing, odd, peculiar, however we want to talk about it, is that when the routers are out and I catch up to them, they scurry back here, right? Isn't hiding low tone? Why is the church hiding? I love that. So should I look for winged shoes? Darn straight they will. That's the part that I kind of like and I kind of don't, because that's when I get to see all of the children that are in there watching their parents. Now, I don't know if Friday is a big coursework day or not. It's obviously graduation day. But I think that's an in and out process. Or the best I can tell, it's an in and out process. There's a couple. Somebody's going in to get their coat right now. I can see better through here. I can see to the back, and if they open up the back door, I obviously will be able to see that. Thank you, Israel. Kind of just keeping an eye on that back door real quick. So the guy with the white jacket and the briefcase walked in. Care to say anything good about the church? Why is the church hiding? Isn't that low tone? Wouldn't L. Ron Hubbard be ashamed? Thank you. Awesome job. I appreciate that, Patrick. Yeah, I don't know if they get a discount or not in there, but a lot of them are in there. Looks like Jessica's coming back, so she must have gone out the back door. Remember, she just brought somebody in, and they don't want to bring that person back out past me. They don't want the person to have to go through the strife and the trouble. Jessica, what should my audience know about this church? What's great about this cult? What's great about the idea that women can't report their crimes? Hey, Dave, I'm trying to set that up as well. Still nothing good to say about the church? Isn't hiding low tone? Does L. Ron Hubbard like low tone? Communication is a universal solvent. Do you not want to be clean? How you doing? That's the one that liked to follow Trashy. He was the one who was stalking Trashy. Is this foundation start right now? If you can't leave, it's a cult. Not seeing too much activity. Care to share anything positive about the church? Where on the tone scale is hiding? Why does the church hide? How does it have to? Why does it have to pull the shades down? Yeah. Now remember, any Sea Org here are on loan. It not being a Sea Org base, they can't have permanent residency here, but we know they have some residency, and it might be temporary that they're across the street. So Paisans has an empty bar. Earlier today, there were more people in there. Anything positive to say about the church? Isn't it low tone to be hiding? Why does the church hide? Why are the shades down? Isn't communication the universal solvent? Can you communicate? What are you not allowed to have an opinion on? Their coat hiding technology failed. The cordons from the bottom of her jacket were showing out the bottom. That's how I know who it was. Yeah, sorry. Oh, and Paisans was a little bit busier earlier, but yeah, they're struggling right now. So, right, my understanding is there would be an OSA office here, or a team of people that are OSA that are here, and likely a messengers group person as well. And I don't know, they're not called messenger anymore, right? Because that was the one that was banned or abolished. But in just a second, I'm going to go ahead and take a walk around the block and then head over to Dearborn Street to see if the routers are out over there. It's a little bit hard for me to keep my eye on both ends of the street. They do stand out pretty well when I do see them. Yeah, usually I use Michael or Declared Dave as my Wikipedia. Ooh, look at that hustle. Good hustle. How do you like our new cult?
Dude, I had no idea this was even here. The news doesn't talk about it.
Do you know what they are?
Yeah, I know what they are, dude. Totally. It's crazy.
Yeah. Hard day at the cult. Taking her materials home. Gonna go study. If they had Sciento karma, they'd have all shed this mortal coil. Yeah, that one's probably not going to be asked, but I do like the question. Did you notice how he did the wide walk, right? So he was so embarrassed to go in that he walked away first. He's got the Asho shirt, right? The lion on the back of that sweatshirt was the, I'm not Asho, I think that's actually St. Hill. Thank you, helpful. Here, flannel jacket is our smoker coming back. Ooh. And we've got another one coming in down here. Isn't hiding low tone? Why is the church hiding? Why are the curtains drawn? That seems strange. Thank you. Sadly, he thinks he's doing good work as well. Isn't hiding low tone? Why is the church hiding? I thought you were here to save the world. Come out here and help save us. Everybody will listen. Got two more coming up the sidewalk. I'm going to keep it off in a little bit because the person in front of him is just a civilian. Is there a reason the church has to hide? Isn't hiding low tone? L. Ron Hubbard didn't like low tone. Why are you hiding? What are you hiding? Why can't you help save the world? Sorry, Kendra. I think that's Shakespeare, right? Now, Crowded House might have plagiarized just the same as L. Ron Hubbard did with all of his writings. How do you like our lovely cult? Ah, my shade friend. Good day at the office? Did you save any of the world? Do you have any good wins? Why does the church hide? It's funny. They just high-fived one another, right? Maybe on 1080 this will show up better. I have a hard time getting clips on the film afterwards, or on the video afterwards. Are you ready for a good comm cycle? No good comm cycle? Communication is a universal solvent. Are you not universally solvable? Ready for a good comm session? Are you okay that the church commit crimes? Are you okay that the church won't let women report crimes against them? Tell Chad I said hi. So just like Clearwater Chad, can we now call him Chicago Chad? Yeah, I will tell you that I'm always cringing whenever I look at my videos played back. I have terrible facial tics. I twitch my nose a lot. Have a good day at the cult. Anything positive to share about the church? You ready for a good comm cycle? What is the church hiding? Isn't hiding low tone? That's a very good question. It might be because it's not a church. Why is the church hiding? Why are the shades down? Isn't hiding low tone? Oh, you're faking the phone call. That's cute. I like that. We might see Chadwick tonight. L. Ron Hubbard said communication is a universal solvent. Are you willing to communicate? Are there any positive elements of this church that you could share? No, no positive elements of the church? Dave, if I'm correct, Cincinnati, because they have that big parking lot, almost everybody arrives there by car as well, right? You don't get as much street or foot traffic, right? We've got another staff member coming up the street. And one thing that I want to mention to everybody, while I'm telling these staff members about these crimes, I know the staff member doesn't care, but the other bystanders that are walking anywhere near them are hearing this as well. Are you ready for a good comm cycle? Communication is the universal solvent. We would love to hear anything good about this church. Is there a reason the church hides? Isn't hiding low tone? Are you okay that you're on the low tone scale? Do you have to go to RPF? Ah, here's a public trying to come out. Oh, there's a big crowd coming up the street. Is it okay that you go to church that hides? Why does your church hide? That's interesting. Are you okay that they don't let women report sexual abuse? Are you okay that they don't let children report crimes against them? If you won't stand against it, you're standing for it. Care to share anything good about the church? Communication is the universal solvent. Can you communicate? LRH said hiding was low tone. Why is the church hiding? Why are all the blinds down? Oops, sorry. Yeah, I think that RPF has kind of been abolished anyhow, but I still like to say it. Care to share anything good about the church? Isn't hiding low tone? Why are the shades down? I agree. Oh, you know what? I've got to get Lisa McPherson and Danny Masterton there just by the off chance they'll do the Google search. The one small problem is, so the white car that's leaving right there, you can see it pulling into traffic, that was their vehicle, and I don't want to be accused of stalking. Yeah, I agree, Kendra. Now, I want to say this, and again, this is no disrespect to any ex-Scientologist or any of the second gens, but Chicago has kind of always been thought of as a backwaters of Scientology, right? The big orgs were Los Angeles, or the California and Florida orgs are really where things were happening. I don't know why. When we were up in Lakeview, there was not many people here. So there just weren't a lot of people up at the Lakeview org. Here, there's just been, I don't know if it was a concerted effort, but there's been a surge in the increase of the number of staff people or uniformed people that are in this building. And there's been an uptick in the publics that come here. We did not see this many publics up in Lakeview. Now, part of that might have been that they were already kind of winding that building down for the transfer. And we were really only there for maybe a month before they closed down. And when I say we, again, Trashy was the first. And I don't mean to usurp anything there. And Shannon was out there. And then Korn and I went out there on the same day. But yeah, that is a good question. Too many. Why does the church hide? Isn't hiding low tone? Is LRH okay with this low tone? Maybe he'll come back from Target 2 someday. Yep, 100%. And yes, today is graduation night. But I think that if my understanding is correct, and by the way, it almost never is, but I give it my best shot, the foundation staff is starting right now. So this influx and outgoing of staff members is the shift change between day org and foundation org. Yeah, and you know what? If we could, I don't know if I've got a mod in here, but Liz-Gale dot, darn it, is Liz's org or com, but Liz-Gale .org is going to be the children that Scientology failed. So yesterday we would have seen Jay put that all on on a sidewalk with chalk. And when Liz was out in California a month or so ago, she unveiled that scroll with all the names on it. This is interesting. I'm not sure why, but right, they finally got their lapdog to close the door. It's not quite dark enough that I can see all the way through. I can see shadows. Flyer Boy is right in front of me. I'd love to get Flyer Boy's name as well. He has a bit of an ethnic look to him. And Patrick, I do want to talk. I don't want to flood the channel with mods, but I do want to talk and see if we can kind of figure out how we can operate together. I think I have your email still. Hey, Ellie, can you post the Liz Gale site, please? I think it's Liz-Gale, but I don't know if it's com or org. The other one that Tori always mentions, and I don't know if it's Xenu TV or Xeno.org, but that's another one that's just a great resource for information about the church. Now, some of that stuff is older, and right, this is now the third upgrade. So as no one just mentioned, they just fired back the new admins. This is not the first time that Scientology has done a reset. Got a couple of staffers coming down the street.
The child the one who did this
Oh, no one. Is this who you were talking about earlier? Care to share anything good about the church? Is there a reason why they're hiding? Why are the shades down? Isn't hiding low tone? Where are you at on the tone scale? Doesn't that worry you? They're too embarrassed, or even though it's not a cult, they are commanded not to talk to us. But that's not a cult. That's something that boggles my mind, that you would pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to get up the bridge, and then David Miscavige just decides, no, you guys did it wrong, do over. Give me all that money again. And the people pay for it again. Oh no, this one wasn't long straight hair. She had much more full-bodied hair. I do need to figure out a way that I need to kind of go through my videos, but again, at the 720 resolution, the videos are a little bit too granular for me to get face captures. My hope is that at this 1080 or 4K, I'll be able to get better face captures. And I want to just create basically baseball cards for all the staff members that I can see in here. Just so that we can be polite and call them by their name. Instead of, hey, idiot in the blue. All right, maybe we shouldn't say idiot, but we can think it. Yeah. I'd love to know what the criteria for that was. Are you okay that the church won't let women report crimes against them? Look up Lisa McPherson. Look up how the church killed Lisa McPherson. Danny Masterson is still a Scientologist in good standing. Looks like somebody tried to come out the door over here and then backed up. Does it seem reasonable that the church won't allow women to report assaults against them? As a woman, are you okay with that? Yeah, you know what? Maybe I will reach out to Jeffrey because I think that he's very approachable, or it seems like he's approachable. Oh, Dave, now I got to remember that. That's a good point. Now, he's a staff member, and he's the son of a very wealthy Chicagoan. His father is the founder of the Dream Exchange, which is a stock exchange. If you look at that site, Dream Exchange, you will find that, oh, here's the older woman that couldn't get up the curb yesterday. If you look at Dream Exchange, you'll notice that 9 of the people on their executive team have completed some course in Scientology. Do you know who these guys are? So this is the Church of Scientology. They've committed so many crimes. So if you ever look up Lisa McPherson, she died at their hands. Danny Masterson, he just went to prison for 30 years. He's still a member in good standing. He raped 3 women in 2000, 2003. The church would not let the women report the crimes to the police for 20 years. In this church. So this isn't, as a church, it's incredibly stupid to say it's a church. It's a cult in every way, shape, and form. Watch the next few people that walk by. I'll ask them if they have anything good to say about the church. They won't talk to me. They're commanded not to talk to me. Yep. But that's not a cult. Even though they can't say anything, that's not a cult. They're not allowed to leave. Anybody who's taken courses, they're told that they have a debt. So if they leave, they have to repay that debt. Now, it's illegal to make that. So these are the new neighbors of Chicago. They've got a $4 billion war chest, and they are tax-free. So, but they'll call the police 100 times a night, and they'll consume our resources, but they won't pay anything into those resources. It's really a business in every way, shape, and form. It's like multi-level marketing, except it doesn't have multi-levels. But if you bring somebody into the church, you get 10% of every dollar they ever spend. No problem. I appreciate it. You as well. Yes. All right. I love that. They didn't know much about the church. And I love that I was able to, some of those were facts. I love that I was able to talk to them about that. I think it's pup groomer. And I want to say right now that, I've told everybody on the channel 1,000 times, I'm not really trying to get these members out of the church. I do want them to feel ashamed and embarrassed about the cult that they're supporting and the idea that they're allowing crimes to continue. But my real goal is to prevent people from joining. And all that is informing people. I've said this 1,000 times on the channel, and I'm sure some of you are tired of it, but we live in an echo chamber. We know all of the atrocities of this church. We think that everybody else has that same knowledge. They don't. A relatively small amount of people know what the Church of Scientology is. So I think it's important that we're out here informing people and disallowing them from bringing new meat into the organization. Can you tell me why the church hides? Why are the shades down? Why do you all fake phone calls when you leave? Folks, I'm going to put this down for just a second because my gimbal is running low. And I do have a battery in my pocket. So you might go dark. I apologize. I'm going to see if I can pull it out without having to put the camera down. All right, there's the battery. Oh. Cool. And now let me find my cable. Let's see here. And we have a cable. I want to put my bag back together so that they can't sneak anything in the back of it. All right, we're charged back in. Yeah, I agree. I'm just going up because we got some college students coming by. I'm pointing it up.
Okay.
You know what? I haven't been doing this well enough. And if we all know SPTV Foundation, I need to remind them that they can go look at SPTV Foundation. Now, I think it's going to be a hard sell to get somebody to look at SPTV Foundation as a member, but I agree. I love the information that we're getting, and knowing that it's incredibly important. Is there a reason that the church hides? Isn't hiding low tone? L. Ron Hubbard didn't like low tone. Are you going to get in trouble for being low tone? The education is invaluable. I like that. Yeah, Nora and Jeff are two of my favorites to listen to. They sound so profoundly educated on the topic, and there's no hyperbole when they're talking. Now, Nora gets animated much more so than Jeff does, but that's not a bad thing, right? That I'd be animated too if I understood all of the crap that this organization goes through. I'm going to start wandering a bit. I want to see if I can go to the back. I didn't see Jessica come out yet, so her and the other guy might be out doing flyers right now. So I'm going to walk over to the alley to see if anything's going on in the alley. But then I might walk over to Dearborn. Dearborn's going to be another heavy foot traffic street and a place where I found them before. And also, make no mistake, we have plenty of reports of them being in the outer neighborhoods of Chicago. So Chatham, and if you look up Chatham in Chicago, that's an outlier neighborhood of the city. And they're out there papering. I think that's where a lot of the Easter flyers got out to. I like that too. They can, and I'll say that they've got to move the Jehovah's Witnesses aside first. So the Jehovah's Witnesses are pretty good about both CTA stations as well as the train stations. Now, they shouldn't be able to pass it out inside. I'm sure they do until they get stopped.
Oh, that's not just YouTube money. That's a bunch of
And remember, right, I'm walking to the alley, but beyond me, you can probably see the Metro tracks there. Between the signs there, you see Metro. So that's the LaSalle Street station, and that's commuter rails. So those are the trains that are taking people out to the suburbs. Versus the L is typically internal. Yeah, so I'm not seeing anybody here, but if you'll indulge me, we're going to take a little walk around Printers Row. We'll head over to Dearborn just to see if they've got flyers going out over there. Again, it's a fairly nice night, so it would make sense that they're trying to paper the neighborhood. Oh, I like the color. So you've got the bright light on that building. That's Dearborn Station. That is a defunct train station, but the building is landmark status. So it's got several small businesses inside of there and a daycare at the back. As we cross over, I'm trying to keep the camera kind of out of civilians' faces. Oh, they will. Now, they'll have a harder time there because most of the suburbs have no solicitation laws or ordinances, and this would be considered solicitation. Even though it's a religion, that's still considered solicitation. Many of you know that I've gotten off the train here at the LaSalle Street station, and when I talk the LaSalle Street Blue Line station, which is an intercity transportation system, and the male that we've seen a couple of times tonight, he'll be on the platform passing stuff out. But as soon as I get off the train, he immediately puts his flyers in his pocket and starts walking back towards the org. And again, that's just mind-boggling. That how are you that embarrassed about it? And to think that I don't know, that you've got flyers is humorous to me. But as long as they're fooling themselves. Oh, that's a shame. There used to be a neat little bar right there. They must have just not survived COVID. And we lost a bicycle shop on this side of the street. The Franklin building is a legacy illustrators factory, or this is where books would have been illustrated back in the day. So designs and engraving. That light's probably not doing us any good. As I'm walking down the street, I'm not seeing anybody. Something else that I thought was foolish is that on Wednesday, I see 3 body routers in a group. And these 3 body routers at no time chose to split up. Now, I wouldn't even mind if they split up because, great, I can only follow one of them, but hey, idiots, I can only follow one of you. Bringing back the recall of, if any of you feels comfortable coming down here, you don't have to stream. You can stream. It's great if you stream. All of us will help you get the required subs so that you can do that. But the more bodies we have down here, the more ability we have to prevent them from being able to recruit new people. This building, as you can see, it's the transportation building. It's 100% residential right now, but it used to be offices for the trains and the bus systems, which makes very good sense why I would call it the transportation building. Nice little Mexican restaurant there. Their forte is margaritas. We're coming up on Harrison, so this is the north end of the street that Scientology is on. We're a block east, well, 2 blocks east. There's an alley/street that runs between the two. There's a siren coming down the streets. Welcome, Erica. Boy, that siren really blows my ears out, but I think that you guys are kind of protected by it. No, Patrick, I want you to suffer some of my pains. I have showed you this before too. So there's the printing press in the building next to Dunkin' Donuts, but here is another printing press here on Printers Row, or in Printers Row. And it's got an old patent from Chandler and Price Company out of Cleveland, Ohio. And this is when printing was mechanical. You took one piece of paper, well, you did a bunch of letter setting on this, and you took one piece of paper, and you spun this wheel, and you pressed one piece. And then you took that piece of paper off, and you put another new piece of paper on, and did it again. It would have been an awesome job for a Sea Org member. So we're heading, oh, look at that. That sun's pretty bright. Oh, it's a different perspective, but the building that's in the middle there, right, the tall one with, you can see the porches or patios out there, that was Leah's perch the day of the opening. And something that is really cool, funny, awesome, the roadblock at this end of the street was right here, right? So there was no no car traffic, and there was supposed to be foot traffic, but there wasn't. So Danny was standing here and yelling, and you can see how far away that apartment building is. You could hear Danny on Leah's stream. Additionally, at some points, Leah would be yelling up there, and you could hear Leah on Danny's stream. So that was very cool. Reminder that we've got the immigration court building right here. So this is people just trying to find a footing in a new nation who are very prone or vulnerable to the teachings of Scientology at the lowest levels, because Scientology is going to tell you they can help you get started, and they can. They can get you started on the road to ruin. I'm looking down the street. I don't see any of the people out in front of the org yet. We'll walk across and go all the way to the alley. I'll give it a shot. I've yet to get a response on my questions. Here again, you can see the train tracks. So that bridge that's going over the street is the train tracks. And when the trains are idle, the trains come all this far out. So these trains are anywhere from 8 to 10 cars long. Looking down the alley, no real activity down here. I haven't been out in front, so they may have opened a door or opened a blind, but it's doubtful. Be curious to see if they're still calling the police or not. Again, I've given them a very wide berth. I don't come anywhere near trespassing, so that's never a claim they can lodge against me. I do whatever I can to stay far back from the body routers so that I can't be accused of anything in that regard. You'll notice that I narrate the stream as to tell the police as evidence after the fact that, see, I had no intention of going anywhere near them. I informed the crowd. Now the door is still closed. Reminder, if you're new in, I put up a short today, and apparently we now know that the person's name was Chadwick something Burke, and Chadwick tried to dox one of the protesters. See how long it took. Oh, but I'm still here, darn it. You're okay working for an organization that won't let women report crimes and sexual abuse? Yeah, you can hand out as many as you want, but I'm going to inform everybody that you're doing it. And stay in there. Don't come out. I believe that the security guard was out ethics because he should have seen that I was there, but he let him come out. Just for fun, let's see if they do the trick of, we'll go around back. Thank you, Dorothy. I appreciate it. And again, without the encouragement of the loyal group of listeners and watchers that I've had, this wouldn't really be useful. So. This is the staff member that came out at the same time that the two flyer guys were out here. Flyer boy in white is new. I don't recognize him. Tonight's the first night I saw him. The other flyer boy, we've seen him several times. I've caught him several times. And if we could get a name on that, on him, I would love it. I just would love to call him by his name. Excellent. Hey, Leslie, welcome in. Hi. You guys think you're clever. This is hilarious. I'm one person boxing the men. Let them know I'm your stat crusher. I know we're not supposed to pick nicknames, but that's mine. I'm going to see if they walk past the door. Did you see them nod their head? So they thought that they had kind of faked me out by walking down there, and then they turned around, and he quickly looked back here, and it was like, oh shit, he's still there. I don't know how well the camera is showing you that. So at this point, they're back to the back door. So if you look at the fencing on the right, that's the construction of the building. So line of sight, that's kind of how I can tell how far down the alley they are. That was the officer. Again, the security guard was out there again. White jacket went as far enough to go ahead and throw something out. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to kind of keep on scrolling back and forth between the alley and Clark and try to keep him boxed in. They're going to help me get my steps in. Just kind of looking down there to see if I can. I'm looking for it. It's good. He's got a white jacket on, so it's pretty easy to find him. Hello, Lavender. Right now, they're trying to send the flyer guys out. The cop's down there. Let me see. I'll stand behind this tree so the cop can't see me. The cop just kind of looked out the front to see if he could let him out. And I apologize. I'm still using cop and security guard interchangeably. I'm going to walk behind the garage because the cop has eyes on me. But I'm pretty sure if I just walk behind the garage, he'll let him out. By the way, if there's anybody in the Chicagoland area, hey, Quiz, and you can come help me out, help me keep him boxed in, I would love it. Let's see if you let him out. Now that white coat is, oh, but the door did just open. And yeah, they came out running. This is kind of fun. They're running towards Polk. They'll soon find out that a Boston marathoner and a 4-minute miler can catch up to him pretty quickly. I'm actually going to let them get a little bit further away so that they have to take the walk of shame for a longer period of time. Veda, that's going to be great. Love it. So, I'm going to cross the street here. There's been a little bit of a break in the traffic. More often than not, they're going to walk across the street towards Dearborn when they get to the bottom of Clark at Polk Street. Yeah, see, they're walking across the street right now. This is fun. Ah, those darn suppressives. You can see them about a block up on me. Kind of staying behind this crowd.
Stand there with the.
Yeah, they're Scientology. They're Scientology. Yeah, I don't think they know I'm here yet. It's a cult. It's Scientology. It's Scientology. They're going to make you spend all your money. They won't. They're going to tell you I'm lying, but you're going to go in. They're going to give you a personality test, and they're going to come right back out, and they're going to sell you a book. It's a cult. So thank you. Do you mind if I have that? Or do you want it? Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Free admittance. Should I try and use it? I thought I told them to stay in there. What made them think they could come back out? Oh, sorry, I'm not talking. And let me try and pay attention. Yep. So one of the things that I do try to tell people that I can tell they're pulling in is don't give them your real information. I don't have Aaron's problem with dead air. Sometimes we should be comfortable in silence. Doesn't L. Ron have any brain or mental technology on that? He just threw something out in this garbage can. Probably just garbage, but I'm going to take a quick look. Yeah, I think it was just a napkin. This is a fun little game, isn't it? Or at least I'm enjoying it. Hopefully you are. It feels like that's something on the way to happiness. They should write a book about that. So if you're just tuning in, there are two body routers ahead of me passing out flyers. The Scientology cult people, tonight, they're passing out Dianetics and the evolution of a science. It'll be interesting to see if they go, I'm going to see if they go down the alley. If they go down the alley, they'll go to the back door. But I caught them out. The cop gave them the all clear to come out, and they came out right into my face, and then immediately turned around, and I told them, don't come out again. And then they went out the back door. But I was able to catch them at the back door. And then I came back to the front door, and the cop was trying to look down the street to see if I was here or not. And I keep on saying cop, security guard, but we know that he's an ex-police officer. So they eventually thought they were going to escape. They kind of jogged down the street a little bit towards Polk Street. I crossed the street so they didn't know I was on their trail. And they then went up Dearborn, tried to hand out a flyer. I was able to stop it. That's why you saw the two flyers that I just saw you. And now they're shamefully walking back to their culty cave. So they're already in the back door. I'm just gonna kind of shuffle back and forth between I'm gonna shuffle back and forth between Clark Street and the alley. What are the odds that they'll let me use those tickets? Yeah, so, and no one, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm guessing that there's an individual stat that the flyers people are just measured on how many people walk in the door at the flyer, not the conversion rate. And then there's probably somebody inside the organization that is supposed to meet and greet those people, put them in front of a video machine, and try to create the conversion. So those are two different stats. So we could have, they might get 1 million people through the door with the flyer, but if none of them convert, well, the flyer guy did really well, but the converter did really poorly. Now, let's go back to what my objective is here. I want the flyer guy to lose. I want to crush his stats. And is Declared Dave back as Declared Dave, or is Declared Dave back as Suppressive Sherry? This is also fun with the skateboard guys, because the skateboard guys, they're even quicker than I am. Now, if I wanted to run full speed, great, but I can only do full speed for so long. And the skateboard guys come in a pair. And when I say skateboard guys, SRA, severe reality adjustment, and Trashy V12 BMW. definitely go check them out. Trashy was able to go through the dumpster recently, and he found a treasure trove of documents. Aaron did a video on that with Trashy this week. And then yesterday, we've seen this one before, right? So she came out when the two flyer boys were out. A lot of 420 just came by. That last night, Chadwick Burke tried to dox some of the protesters and lied about finding a wallet and sending it to the police. None of that actually happened. Thank you, Patrick. I would love that. And if you can make some connections, that'd be great. Thank you, Vicky. So the cop's out there searching for me again. Let's see if he screws up. I don't know if you can tell, I'm kind of standing behind this tree. And no one, one of the things I want them to feel good about is I want to empower them again. And maybe they want to put it behind them, and that's fine, 100%. But I just want them to feel empowered that they can take control of the story again. Here comes Flannel Shirt Smoker. He just walked out of the building. I think the security guard is still trying to figure out if he can find me. I don't think he has found me yet. I'm just backing up away from that tree because that way it's crushing his field of vision. And I want to go to the corner because that way I can see the alley. So right now I can see the alley. If I go out the bottom of the alley, I'll be in trouble. I'm going to run over there real quick. See if they went south. Yeah, nobody down there. I don't know if we've got a squirrel fest up here, but I will definitely be out here. I'm going to walk across the street while I've got the light. And just kind of keep an eye on the org from an angle. By the way, I love all the ex-Scientologists the same, but Tori is my favorite. She takes no BS. So right now, that dumpster is blocking me from the door, which also means that the security guard can't see me from the door. But I can see the door open and close, right? So I don't know if the camera picks it up quite as well, but I can tell if they open or close that door. Agreed. I'll +1 that. Oh, the door's open. Is there an OSA email? I would love to be able to send them the videos to say, hey, your guys are idiots. They keep on walking straight into my trap. By the way, I mean idiots in the nicest term, if nice terms can be applied to Scientologists. Yeah, it's fun watching Tori, and Tori will go on and on and on. She's the ever-ready battery. She'll start with a theory about what the night's going to be, but as soon as the questions open up, she'll go down any rabbit hole that that people want. Oops, sorry. Yeah, I agree. Correct. So right now, I'm sacrificing the idea that Publix might be walking in and out to try to catch the guys with the flyers.
Yeah. Ghost King.
Yes, please check for that. Also, again, if you replay, and again, I'm really impressed with any replays that get this far. But if you replay, definitely leave a comment. And if you're live, well, you can add some likes. But I'm guessing that we've reached maximum velocity tonight. I'm going to go check the alley again. I am 100% going to get my steps in tonight. Yeah, I'll see if I can publicize that a little bit more. I don't want to put the year in there because I don't want to take up too many of the tag spaces. And likely will have matched up comments and incidents within a year. If you've never been to Chicago, Chicago has a rideshare bicycle sharing mechanism. It's called Divvy. It was just recently purchased by Lyft, but you can still use the Divvy app as well. And this happens to be one of the electric vehicles. So there's a battery where it says Divvy in that pipe. And what's interesting about the electronic ones, and their electronic assist, is that you can park them anywhere because it's got a little locking mechanism over here. So once you plug that in, it'll end the ride. It costs you a surcharge of $1 not to park at a station. You may have seen me go by a station before. There is a station at that corner on the other side of the bridge. There's a docking station. But basically, if you're a member, you just slide your card in there or scan it with your phone. You can undock and you get 45 minutes at a time. And every once in a while, if I need to go very, very far, I will kind of Pony Express it. So I'll ride for 30 minutes and then plug it back in and get another bike. Public parking is easy, but it is kind of pricey. Now, there's certain places, if you look up the Whole Food on Roosevelt and Clinton, right across the street from there, you can park all day for 8 hours. I'm sorry, for $8. You can park all day for $8. But most of these, like this is probably going to be $20. Well, you see it right here. So if you get the early bird, you can do $13. Otherwise, it's $16 to $17. On the street, and this street doesn't fill up very quick. It's timed parking. You can see the boxes, and it's very funny. When the staff first came down here, I could have sworn they were trying to get a mortgage out of these things. They'd spend 40 minutes at the at the pay kiosk. If you use the application, which I would encourage you to do, if you use the application and you park on the street, if you use the application, it'll remind you to say, hey, your time's going to expire in X minutes, and you can just bump it up. Versus the idea of saying, well, I don't know how long I'll be here, so I'll just put 8 hours worth of coin in. And then you stay there for an hour, right? Yeah, so, and this is a slightly cheaper, like this isn't the same price as City Center. Keep in mind, City Center is still, 2 blocks this way for the most part. In the South Loop, there are no real businesses like manufacturing businesses or office businesses down here. There's only the retail business down here. So this is kind of open to customers and residents. Yes, please. Yeah, last night, if you didn't catch it, Declared Dave did the life history rundown. Those kids opened the door, but then they decided not to go in. I don't know if he did all the questions, but he was on page 5 of 8 when I finally went to bed. Ooh, the cop came back out. Let's see if he's looking for a chance for the team to fly. And I don't know why I'm being quiet. He can't hear me down here. Oh, nice job. And what that test reminds me of is like sometimes you'll take a standardized personality test, Briggs-Meyer or whatever, and they'll have the check questions. Like they'll ask a question 3 times with a slightly skewed element. And sometimes it's to figure out, is it a strong opinion or a soft opinion? And other times it's to check out, are you just filling in anything on here? That's 100% true. And this is scary AF. Yeah. As Dave went through that last night, he was calling out several of the, hey, isn't this a repeat question? Let me see if they came out the top. I did see the security guard look out the window, but nobody's come out. And not sure if 7:30 is a significant time or not. I think the next significant time is there will be people that will go between courses and smoke. And then it's really waiting until closing time. I've got my hand over the mic. I can be educated. I decided not to use my reactive mind. I used my analytical mind. And it said, hey, the chat likes it more if I mute the mic on the sirens. Or at least Patrick does. Yeah, we've been doing some information digging in this space. There's some protection that we have to worry about as well. So, or no one can tell you the same thing. And I am worried about. I don't want to create the next Reese, but I will say that Reese has flourished since she came out, and we know that, right? There's all kinds of issues with being declared, in that family relationships, friendship relationships, job relationships, those can be extinguished if you don't route out correctly. Just had a couple of staff members walk in. They might have actually gone into the pizza place. There goes Jessica. Good night, Jessica. Do some research. Find out that women should be allowed to report crimes against them. And just to let everyone know, I've got my tux pressed for next May, or this coming May. I want to see if she goes in there. Now, it could be one of two things if she does go in. She may be a staff member who is birthing there, but there's also, again, she works for Dream Exchange, and Dream Exchange, I imagine, is a high dollar job. So she might be parking a car there and not birthing there. Hey, Patrick, slow your roll. Just kidding. I want you to feel free to talk to anybody, but I'd love to make sure that we connect. Yes, I'm making Scientology rich. Let's head up to the corner. And I was on the other side of the street enough and up here enough that they could have gone down to Polk. And again, I don't understand why they wouldn't watch the stream and send them out the right direction. Just a second.
I'm more so, you know what? Here, I'm more so mad that something working citizen stole my watch. There wasn't no money in it, but you know, without my credit card, I can't do it.
I understand that. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah,
Hello, Veda. I'm going to go over to the alley, and then I'm going to head over to Dearborn to see if the router has kind of escaped. I'm going to love doing some of the shorts today because so many times the routers walked right into me. I'm a moderate human being. You'll find out that I cannot walk on water. Howdy, SRA. I've been pinning in the body routers. There's a security guard here who keeps on giving them the all clear, And as soon as they come out, I'm on their tail and they have to do the walk of shame back to the org. We were able to contact a lot of the graduates, staff members, publics. The body routers did hand off a set of tickets. The people that they gave them to gave me their tickets. I'm going to have a full set soon. I wonder if this is the gold collection or not. Thank you, Sue. I definitely need the hours. Love it. If one of you wants to play my protests and audits live stream while you go to bed tonight, I will not complain. I don't know if there is a Squirrel Fest here. Is Shannon organizing something? Has she said anything? Hey, SRA, maybe you saw that I put the short up of the doxer last night. Oh, we have a name, SRA. If somebody can retype it in, the name of that guy is Chadwick something Burke, B-U-R-K-E. And I'm sure one of the people in chat has the middle name still. But now we've got a Chicago Chad. Hey, Severe, it'd be awesome if you're out. And if you could do me a favor, please send me your email so that I can let you know when I'm coming out and you can let me know when you're coming out. Jules, that name is the person who, he was the one that tried to dox one of the protesters last night. And he's the guy that, he's the one that stood guard at the garbage can the one night. As I look down here, I'm not seeing white jacket. He's also the guy that tried to lure me away from the front door when the college recruiters were here. And he's the one that one day Trashy was trying to have a conversation and Trash would ask a question and the guy would say, what? So, thank you. Thank you, Jules. Want to get across the street real quick. I don't think they're over here, but I've got some energy, so I will. Yeah, so they're not here. I'm going to head over to State, and then I'll come back on Polk. Looks like we found out where the fire was at. This street doesn't really have any front doors. It's the back of the businesses on Dearborn. And there's one at the bottom of the street, there's one gym and one apartment there. Now, when we go back to the org, it's dark enough that we should be able to see through the shades. We are going past Jones College Prep, so this is a high school. This is one of the higher-ranking magnet schools in Chicago. You've got to test in. One thing I didn't understand about or know about the Chicago public school testing process, you have to pick the school you're going to go to, and each of the schools tests are independent, but on the same day. So you couldn't take a test for Lane Tech and then see how you did and then come back and do another one for Gordon Tech and see how you did and come back to Jones. You've got to commit before you take the test. Yeah, I've asked that a couple of times and I haven't really gotten a response yet. Thank you, Dave. I'll look at that when I get home. Hopefully I'm not in trouble. As we walk down here, the city is starting to really light up. It's not quite dark out, but you're seeing the lights. Oops. Sorry. No problem. Another mural over on the backside of this building. I'm just keeping it up to keep it out of everybody's face. This South Loop Supper Club is an old building and an old vintage hotel. Like you go upstairs and it's the small room with nooks and crannies everywhere, like a telephone. There used to be a little nook for the telephone to sit in. The larger building in back is the Stevens Hotel, but that's actually now the Chicago Hilton. Very large number of rooms in there. Now we're seeing some of the Roosevelt and Roosevelt dorms, not dorms, apartments, and residential apartments. No doubt. So you've got Art of Pizza down here. In Chicago, you can get any of 1,000 kinds of pizza. And then Devil Dogs is hot dogs and hamburgers. It's almost like I would always compare it to the old Greek restaurants where you went in and there were 4,000 items on the menu. That's kind of what they have over at Devil Dogs. Dos Bros is a Mexican location, and then Jimmy John's, 7-Eleven on the corner. So at the street level, it's all retail, right? We're coming up again to the Dearborn station. We'll walk past that. We'll take a glance down Dearborn to see if the routers came out again. Thank you, Jules. And all of those donations are being spun right back into the channel, whether it's flyers or equipment, train fare, gas money. These fire trucks have been here for a while, so we heard them zoom past right earlier. It looks like people equipped up, so not sure if they evacuated the building or not. Not seeing anybody down there. I'm going to try and get across here real quick. Yeah, so no body routers over here. Ah. She's taking a nice shot of the moon up there. I'm not sure. I'm going to keep it below that light to see if I can stay the washout. A little crescent moon. I have zero expectation that there actually is West Coast pizza. Here's the kitchen at Half's Hour. Sorry. Hey, folks, if you like pickles, they have some pickles here. They seem to season them themselves. Let's see if my router has escaped. Not seeing anything on this side of the street. While I'm down here, I'll walk straight to the alley and then come back and walk up the street. Squirrels love pickles. Yeah, we've got nobody in the alley right now. Now, sometimes when I do that, I'm going to miss some of the people that will stand in the doorway and smoke. It's illegal, but unless the church reports you, and I doubt that the church is going to report one of their members for a crime. I believe we've seen the history on that. Just kind of getting the camera up out of everybody's face. Which I'm always, when I do that, does everybody fall back in their chair? All right. I'm going to see if there's any real activity up here. I've been out here for a while. I feel like I've pinned him down. Hopefully I've crushed his stats for the router stats for the day. We'll take a peek inside. I'm going to head home. I want to create a clip of me boxing them in.
Or something like that.
And then I will do some emailing with some of the people in the chat right now. So probably about an hour away. The security guard's out here. Security guard's on the phone. Let's see how long the security guard stays out. Oh. So we've got one person at the admin desk. Security guard already has to go in. One person at the reception desk. A couple of people here. Looks like he pulled his wallet out or a business card. Yeah. It's good that the police are, or the security team is hiding just as much as the Scientology team is. If we look over here, we've got somebody, looks like they're having their lunch. They've got a book open, reading. There's a manila envelope with some papers in it. Not sure that's secure, so maybe we want to let OSA know about that. I'll bring my high quality camera down some night. In the back, another person. I can't tell if that's like just a bar to eat at, because I feel like the serving area is right here, but they might have a kitchen space back there where he's standing at that narrow bar. These were the people that were standing right near the front door a moment ago. Hey, Chadwick, how you doing? Chadwick just got here. Folks, we've got Chadwick Burke in view right there. Strangely, he didn't stop to converse with me, but he has never answered a question. So they're looking over a document. He's motioning upstairs. Declare, Dave, how much trouble am I in tonight? How you doing, security officer? Oh, you don't want to be on film? Okay. This is sheer madness. I'll give him the first shot at shattering, but then he's going to be hurting. Nice. Here's Peekaboo Boy, our little Peekaboo guy. They're attempting to see, right, so if we recall, they claim that this curb is their property, so they own airspace, but I'm staying behind that line. I will tell you that the FAA and any court would tell you that I'm fully within my rights to stick my hand over a boundary. I can't put my foot on it. I can't touch the property on the other side, but the FAA owns the airspace. When Chadwick came in, there was a quick little powwow. I don't know if it was a change of shift or not, but he was talking to this woman, the blonde woman here. Howdy. If you look through right now, right, we can see all the way to the back alley. Do they do like a checklisting mechanism as they turn over from one person to another? Or would that just have been some other reference document that they were looking at? Excellent information. Gotcha. And right, so that's going to be, hey, here's the stuff that we found during the shift, and here's the things you might want to address in your shift. Got our security guard kind of wandering around. If we look in here, right, there's a little bit of gap in the blinds, so you can see Gomer Pyle, LRH, in his military days, or maybe that was Eagle Scout days, right? Because I think that he was the youngest Eagle Scout ever, is the claim. Interesting. he just looked at that crack that I was looking through. I wonder if well, I know somebody's listening, but I don't see an earwig in there. How you doing? He just opened up this door. It's very funny. Like 0 flyers handed out? Or 0 flyers back in the door? Yeah, pretty sure that he's doing, so it's, he's probably watching streams and these cameras, right? There's the 4 post cameras, and we've seen these before. It might not be that easy to see, but I'll go up there and give a wave. How you doing? He was Superman. It now makes sense. I understand how he was in a galaxy far, far away. I don't know what this officer is looking for. It's very funny. He keeps on kind of peeking to see if he can see through a crack or see through lighting. And how many of them start with PSI? Are you going to go in and support the criminals? Yep. Okay. We got an answer. So, NOI, huh? Not sure if you hear that. He said he was supporting himself. Thank you, Laura. Tonight's been fun. They had 2 body routers here, and this officer, watch, I'm going to send him back inside. Right? What are you doing out here? You know you're not supposed to be out here. So they had 2 body routers out here, and the officer would keep on looking to see if it was clear, and I kept on hemming him in. They would just keep on walking straight into me. So, hello, Denver J and team. There's a new router, and he wears a white jacket, and then we've got the older ethnic gentleman. So, come on, you know that's going to be locked. Use your analytical mind. Do you still have a reactive mind? Are you still using it? Don't mock it up anymore. Hey, why are you hiding? Isn't hiding low tone? L. Ron Hubbard doesn't like low tone. Why are you being low tone? How do you like our new cult?
Great.
The 2, at one point, I'm standing up here by the college, and the officer looked out, and he looked down the street this way, and saw I wasn't there. So he sent the 2 guys out, and they walked right into me. I'm right here. And I said, get back in there. And they went back in. And then I said, watch, they're going to go around back. So I went around back, and they walked up the hallway, and I waved to them and stopped them. They turned around. As they turned around, they tried to fake me, and they went about halfway down and then turned around again. And I stood right there, and they turned around, and they both dropped their head in disgust of, shit, he's still there. So I'm playing zone defense tonight, but I think I'm doing pretty well. We had graduation tonight. There was plenty of contacts with both staff members as well as public. asking plenty of the questions. Hello, Denver. I need to see a picture of Jay's dirty clothes again. If anybody isn't aware, Jay did one of the most impressive things I've seen in a long time. He took Liz Gale's failed children, or the children that Scientology has failed. So it's liz-gale.com, if we can get that link up there. And he wrote at least five blocks, he wrote in chalk all of the names of that right outside the organization. So just, yeah, I'm here holding up a camera. Big deal. That's hard work. Fair enough, Mex and long hair. I appreciate it. Welcome, Antics. Thank you, Ellie. Just another reminder, right? I'm a never in. I'm not harmed by Scientology personally. I knew Scientology as a batshit crazy science fiction religion for the longest time. I did not know anything about these crimes. I didn't know anything about the assaults and the abuses of the children and the separation of families. And over the past 18 months, having heard that throughout the SPTV nation, I just decided I was going to stand up and try and give a voice to the people that, you know, there maybe aren't a lot of ex-Scientologists here, or they're not comfortable being out here right now. And this is not a great challenge for me to be out here and to rant against this organization who claims to be able to save the world. They understand that communication is the universal solvent, and yet they can't communicate. One of the earliest courses any of these people has taken is about communication, and they cannot communicate. Welcome in, Antics. I'm going to back across. So there's not much activity down here on this street. Let me see what's going on there. I'm going to head over across the street. Well, after this bus comes by, because I'd rather not get hit by a bus. Try and give you a little bit wider angle. Bad timing. All the cars are coming up. So if we look upstairs, there's an awful lot of lights on tonight. Oh, I definitely want to get a wider angle of that. This can be a tough street to get across. So when they close this down, this is the main thoroughfare of Printers Row. So opening day really effed with the traffic. I can still see through, and there's nobody looking to go to the back door. I was recently looking at I was just over on the last 2 blocks. I don't think that they've been able to escape. Jump across real quick. So now I'm across the street in front of First Draft. And as we look at the building, right, all of those are classrooms. And we've got at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 classrooms open. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they're always doing classroom work. They might be doing other work in there. Sorry, I saw a blue light. Wanted to figure out if I was going to be contacted. The Scientology lights just came on. Maybe you just saw that. I'm going to mute you for a second. There's sirens coming again. Jay, if you're in here or if anybody's aware, did Scientology make any effort to try to clean the sidewalks? Tonight, the flyer du jour was Dianetics, the evolution of a science, free admittance. Sorry, guys, my mic died. I appreciate it. um, so I don't know if you heard this story, but a couple of weeks ago, right, single female was in here with her two children, one of them 8, one of them 14, and they were here for 5.5 to 6 hours both nights. And they would, when we would look in here, they would kind of been kneeling almost in a prayer position, but they would be either writing in a coloring book or something, and that might be some of the pictures that trash you found in the garbage can. And they were just there was no supervision. They were unsupervised. At one point, we went out the back door, and the I've got it up in the air. Thanks. At one point, we went out the back door, and she was back there smoking a blunt. And when we approached her, she decided to walk out of the alley and didn't want to have anything to do with us. She wasn't going to answer any questions. But again, that's an incredibly responsible parent. Usually when the college kids are coming by, or if I'm seeing neighborhood people, I am raising the camera. They have no need to be on film. I just want to remind everybody, this is not the backwaters of Scientology anymore. This is an ideal org. It's a class 5 org. There has been an incredible difference of the number of people who are going in and out of this building compared to the Lakeview building. In Lakeview, we probably could count 12 staff at best. Here, and again, it might still be that they're in surge staff mode, so maybe these are borrowed from other organizations or from Sea Org, but there's somewhere between 25 and 40 uniformed people in this building, and the number of publics is through the roof compared to what we saw up in Lakeview. Yeah, I can just tell. So the only reason I do this is that I can tell that they don't love the idea that we're out here, and I'm not as worried about offending them as I am about stopping Scientology, but I don't need to create more enemies. There is a really high beam light from over here. I don't know what that's shining off of. All right, folks, I think we've had an enjoyable 3 hours. I'm ready to go home and grab some food, have myself a barley soda, watch a little SPTV. If we can start looking for the next live, I would love to raid. Yeah, I think that part of that, right, just the population base here, but they've always had the population base. Thank you. I assume that's in regards to OSA. Corn, let me know. If I don't have and I actually don't think I do have your email, Corn, if you can go ahead and send me an email. Let me go ahead and pull that up again. If you send the email there, I'll be able to respond. Whenever I'm down here, I typically am sending out a little broadcast email to all of the Chicago streamers that I have information about. And again, never feel obliged, but I just want to let you know that, hey, if I'm here, come and join me. Thank you, Faye. That's awesome. I really appreciate this. Again, it is a whole community, and we need the support of the people watching us. And if we're not getting the reinforcement that what we're doing is of value, then we just don't need to be doing it. So I appreciate that. Nice. Everybody go see Dan Walks LA. while Windy walks Chicago. I got a red light here, or a no crossing light here. I'm going to just check the alley again. And expect that we'll see a short tonight or early tomorrow morning with the checkmate on body routing. I think at this point in time, all we're going to see is smokers at best. Yeah, so there's nobody down the alley right now. Everybody head over to Dan Walks LA, and I will meet you there.